Hi, happy new moon. I hope you are having an incredible new moon. So even if you're watching this video and it's not new moon, you're still going to benefit because there are so many manifesting techniques that most people don't know about. And for the past 10 years, I've been traveling around the world, learning from the best masters, and they shared with me some of these secrets, these manifesting secrets. So I'm excited to share them with you. So one of the key things for manifesting, it's so important to really get the technique down, because if you don't get the technique down, then it's not hey Jasmine, hey, also let me know where you guys are tuning in from. I'm tuning in from Santa Monica, so let me know in the chat and in the comments where you guys are watching this from. Happy new moon. And also, how are you feeling today? Let me know. Were you feeling tired? How did you feel the energy today? Today is the first of 3 super new moons, and so today is an extra powerful day to manifest. And like I said, even if you're watching this and it's not new moon, you can still benefit from these techniques because you can always manifest. But during new moons, it's a particularly really good day to manifest, because new moons are for manifesting, setting a new cycle, and then full moons are for releasing. So that's how we're gonna work with this energy, okay? And then also, let me know what sort of issues have you guys been having with manifesting. Like, is there anything that you've been having? Like, is there a particular thing that really stresses you out about manifesting? What about manifesting is challenging? What have you been able to manifest? Let me know in the comments. And also, what have you been struggling with in manifesting? Like, what particular part? Because there's different parts of manifesting. Most people think, oh, it's just like a one part thing. But no, there's actually 2 parts to manifesting. So I'm going to explain that today. So I have so many notes to share with you guys. So let's just get right into it and talking about how you can actually manifest. How can you manifest in a way that you will actually get your manifestations? So one of those things is you can actually use sacred geometry. And with sacred geometry, it's basically this thing right here. So sacred geometry is basically shapes, okay? So this is a Sri Yantra. I love working with the Sri Yantra for manifesting. Personally, it's the best sacred geometry symbol for me that has helped me with my manifesting techniques. But if you have heard of the Flower of Life, if you heard of Metatron's Cube, so Metatron's Cube looks like this. Let me show you guys. This is what Metatron's Cube looks like. So you can also use this shape to manifest. You can basically just Google sacred geometry shapes, and then you'll be able to see what shape resonates with you, and then you're gonna know that that's the right shape for you to manifest with. So we actually wrote a blog about sacred geometry, so you guys can go on goldenagealchemy.com and just look up sacred geometry in our search box, and you're gonna see all the different sacred geometry shapes and the history behind them and how you can work with them. So this is a Sri Yantra. So the Sri Yantra basically helps you to manifest. Why? Because you have to focus on the center point. So do you see how there are there's 9 interlocking triangles, right? Do you see the 9 interlocking triangles? But what you do is you have to focus on the center point of them. So you focus on the center point, and again, you can find the Sri Yantra on Google. Just go look for an image of it and focus on the center point. Once the image starts to get blurry, then you will be able to close your eyes. Your mind will go into a theta brainwave state. There was a Russian experiment proving how the Sri Yantra actually gets you in a very different brain state. Like, your mind completely changes once you stare into this image for like 30 seconds, for a minute. See how long it takes for the image to blur out, and then you'll be able to, from this space where you're really relaxed and everything, you'll be able to manifest. So hey guys, hey, for those of you who are on Instagram Live, join us on YouTube. The link is in my bio, and I'll be answering your questions about what troubles you've been having for manifesting. So join us on YouTube Live, because I'll be answering the questions on YouTube. So going back to the Sri Yantra, okay? Just focus on the center point. Once it starts getting blurry, close your eyes, and then from this space, go into your manifestations. That is a really great technique that you guys can use. And if you've been drawn to sacred geometry, it's for a reason. It's for a reason because you've likely worked with it in the past. So just again, we have a blog about it and it tells you about all the different shapes and their history, etc., etc. So check that out. That's a really powerful technique to use. Another technique that you guys can use is you guys can actually use crystals. So I know a lot of us love crystals here. Hey Shazadi. So citrine is one of the best crystals to work with for manifesting. So this is citrine, and it's very important that you guys look for this particular type of citrine because most of the citrine out there in the market, it looks sort of goldish brown, yellowish. That's because that's heated citrine. It's not natural. You see, this is like more dark and brownish. That's because this is a natural citrine. So you want to try to make sure whenever you're buying crystals, make sure you buy crystals that are not heated, crystals that are not injected with color, etc., etc. So citrine is a really, really good stone to manifest with. So definitely I would highly recommend working with citrine. And this is also a great stone to work with. This is pyrite. So pyrite, it looks like, it's also known as fool's gold because when they would search for it, when they would searching for gold, they would find this and they thought they would found gold, but this is actually pyrite. Hey Kim. So pyrite is really good for manifesting as well. It's really good for abundance. So these two crystals are really good for the solar plexus because the solar plexus is your personal power. It's also your confidence. So that's sort of where you take action from. And so that's why I would definitely recommend that if you're going to do a manifesting ritual, you just have them in your sacred space, hold them in your meditation, whatever the ritual looks like to you. I would highly recommend getting these two. Also, if you can, add a quartz into the mix. Quartz amplifies the energy. So if I put a quartz next to my citrine, it's gonna amplify the energy of the citrine. So it's just extra boost so that your manifestation can get more power and energy behind it so it can magnify. Because let's say let's say you're manifesting a child and you want to and then you put a citrine and you put a quartz next to it, then you'll amplify. Maybe you will have twins or something like that. Or when it comes to money, maybe you're manifesting $50,000. Maybe when you use the quartz along with the citrine, it will amplify that, so you'll get $100,000. So these are some just tips that you guys can use in your manifesting rituals. Again, the most important part for working with crystals, like Bernadette just asked, how can you check if a crystal is legit from an ethical source? Definitely go see the websites, the companies' information, because it's so important for you guys to definitely get crystals from a ethical source. Because let's say that the citrine, the pyrite that you get, let's say that it's from a mine that harmed Mother Earth. Let's say they use explosives or chemicals to mine. Then the energy of the citrine is not going to be good. The energy of your crystals are not going to be good. So just make sure you get it from a good supplier. All our crystals, we actually sell pyrite now. We just got new pyrite. So if you guys are interested, we're selling these now. You can send me a DM. We actually use these pyrites in Mount Shasta for some of our crystal grids and our ceremonies that we did, so they're even charged with extra energy. And we always get our crystals from local suppliers. We make sure that they're not using any toxins, they're not using children's in the mines, etc., etc. So all our crystals are ethically and locally sourced. So if you're interested in that, you can send me a DM on Instagram or send me an email. So for those of you watching on Instagram, we're on YouTube live, so I'll be answering your questions about manifesting and etc. on YouTube. So that is some really, really good techniques that you guys can use for manifesting. Definitely get as much help as you need, and crystals are an incredible help for that. So I will be answering questions. I know you guys must have so many questions about how to manifest. So I'll answer questions at the end, and make sure to stick around because I'm gonna share different techniques, but I'm gonna share the most important technique to manifesting at the end. So make sure you stick around for that. Okay, so just to recap, use sacred geometry, use crystals, pyrite. Pyrite's really good, citrine is really good, tiger's eye is also really helpful for that. So though that's what you can do. Okay, so now let's talk about how do you actually manifest. Okay, so now you have your tools. You have, number one is you have your tools, you have the sacred geometry, you have your crystals. Now how do you actually manifest? What's the process for manifesting? So to manifest effectively, you actually need to connect with your future self, because the thing about energy, we're existing in the past, in the present, and in the future all at the same time. And so that's why it's so important for you guys to really, when you're manifesting, manifest it like as if you're your future self. Like, let's say you're manifesting a relationship, let's say you're manifesting a promotion, let's say you're manifesting a healthy body. Like, connect with that version of you which is already existing in a parallel reality. And deja vu, if you've ever experienced deja vu, it's because you've been connecting with a past version of you or a future version of you that's living in another parallel reality. So I know that's super a lot to take in, but that's just an example of how we are existing in the past, present, and future all at the same time. So how do you actually manifest? You have to focus on the breath. The breath is one of the most important and powerful tools for manifesting. So just make sure you take deep belly breaths. You can also use your citrine, your pyrite, your tiger's eye to put it on your solar plexus. So just put the crystal on your belly button. Start taking deep breaths. Start bringing up the energy from the crystal, from your solar plexus up through your breath, and circulate that energy of abundance, circulate that energy of personal power, and circulate that energy of focus. So once you start taking deep breaths, then just connect with the future version of you that already has that thing that you're manifesting, right? So for example, this is the technique that I used to host a Mount Shasta retreat. So I was just breathing with myself at Mount Shasta before I even went there with our group, and I was just seeing all our group around us, just like smiling and glowing and getting blessings from all the angels and beings there. And so I was just feeling like I was literally on the mountain, and that's exactly what I'm doing for the Joshua Tree retreat. So for those of you who don't know, we're going to Joshua Tree for an ascension retreat. We're going for the full moon. So we're going to be doing a full moon ceremony on October 1st in Joshua Tree. So if you guys are interested, Honey's going to put a link in the chat. If you guys are interested and want to join us, it's going to be really powerful and beautiful, because it's a portal. Like this super new moon that we're experiencing right now, it's a portal. Because it's being caused by another star. Like the moon is a star, right? It's a planet, it's a star. All planets are stars. So all moons are stars as well. And so it's a portal being created by the super new moon, because the moon, let me just explain it. It's easier if you see it, right? Honey got me this. So the moon has a gravitational pull. That's why on full moon, the waves rise in the ocean, right? So she has power. The moon has power. So when it's new moon and it's a super moon, it could be a super new moon or a super full moon. But when it's a super moon, the moon is at its closest location to Earth. And that's why a lot of you guys were saying that you feel tired. Like, I know personally, I've been feeling like I got hit by a bus. Like earlier today, I just got hit by this wave of tiredness because it's so much energy. Like, imagine the moon being so close to our planet. And this is the first super moon of 3 moons coming up, 3 super moons. So this is the first of 3. Again, 3 is a very powerful number in alchemy. So there is so much alchemy and blessings and energy that and activations that the universe is gifting us right now. So that's why it's important that you do this today. Use these manifestation techniques today and for the next 3 days, because when it's new moon or full moon, the energy lingers for 3 days. So you can use all these techniques for the next 3 days and it'll still have a really powerful impact, okay? So the moon is at its closest location to Earth. That's why you're feeling tired, because just like how the moon affects the waves of the ocean, right? When it's full moon, the ocean waves are bigger and higher. So your body your body is 75% water. So imagine what the moon is doing to you. Even though we cannot see the moon right now, like if we go outside and look up at the sky, we're not gonna see this, because the part of the moon that's facing us, it's dark, but the other side is lit by the sun. So it's still going to affect us. And one of the key things about this super new moon is about expansion. So definitely when you're manifesting today and for the next 3 days, focus on expansion. Focus on expanding your soul, expanding your wisdom, expanding your joy, expanding your love, your abundance, etc. So that's a key ingredient specifically for this new moon, this super new moon. Okay, so that's super, super important. So hey guys, for those of you on Instagram, meet us on YouTube Live. So you can click the link in our bio to find us on YouTube Live. Honey, can you put that as a pin, please, on Instagram? So those are some things that you guys can do, right? So just really breathe in with your future self. So grab your crystals, like visualize that you're looking at this, or just visualize that you're sitting inside of a Sri Yantra or sacred geometry shape, and just breathe with your future self. Make sure that, let's say, like, give me an example. What is something that you guys are manifesting? Let me know in the chat. What is something that one of you guys is trying to manifest right now? A new home. Beautiful. Okay. So Ruby said that she's trying to manifest a new home. So if you're trying to manifest a new home, you will just, grab your crystals, sit in a shape like this, and then just take a few deep breaths. Remember, put the crystals on your belly button, on your solar plexus. Take a few deep breaths, and then just visualize yourself in that home. That's important. Like, look at the curtains. What color are the curtains going to be? What type of decorations are you going to have around? Who's going to be in your home? How many stories is it going to have? That's important, but that's only one part of the equation. That's why the law of attraction does not work, because the law of attraction is one part of the equation. So another portion of the equation is you have to feel the specific emotion that you want to feel in your new home. So let's say, like, right now your new home, it's too small and you feel constricted. So when you're visualizing your new home, when you're connecting with the future Ruby in that new home, she's gonna feel expanded. So you're just gonna feel expanded, you're gonna feel joy, you're gonna feel at peace, harmony, just so comfortable. Like, just you can visualize yourself laying on the couch and feeling completely chilled out, with huge windows, and the sun is like just infusing your home with so much light. And then you need to make sure you feel what it's going to be like. That's the key part, because your emotions, they actually send a frequency, and the frequency from the emotions is 5,000 times more powerful than your mind. Okay, again, this is why the law of attraction does not work. This is why people cannot manifest, because they're using their mind. They're visualizing, oh, I'm visualizing my new home with the curtains, etc., which is all great, but the heart is emitting the information, and it's 5,000 times more powerful. So that's why it's so important for you guys to really use your emotions, because then you're really sending the signal out to the universe. Imagine as if you're a walking Wi-Fi router. Okay, you're a walking Wi-Fi router, and you have one bar when you just use your visualization. Oh, I visualize my new job, I visualize my new car, my new relationship, and you're visualizing the person, the business, whatever it is. So that's one bar. When you start to feel what it's going to be like being in that relationship, being in that new abundant business, being in that new beautiful home, once you start using that, then your bars are going to go up to 5 bars. So now your Wi-Fi signal opens up, and it's like the universe is able to see your light. The universe is able to receive your Wi-Fi data, and it's like you're sending that information out. So it's more powerful. Does that make sense? Let me know if you guys have any questions about that, because that's the number one key thing. This is why people don't manifest, because they miss out on this key part of manifesting. This is why the law of attraction again does not work. So Ruby, try that and keep us posted. Let us know how you're going about in terms of manifesting that dream home that you're looking for. Hey Gabby, it's good to see you. Okay, so really breathe in with your future self. I'll give you guys another example. Hey Leanne. Oh, that's beautiful. So Leanne is saying that I also celebrate in advance in gratitude for the outcome, trusting it is done. Yes, that's exactly the thing. You're already connecting with that future version, which is already existing in a parallel reality, and you're just aligning that future version, that basically that other reality that's happening at the same time, even though for us it looks here, you're just bringing that into your awareness here, and you do it with the emotions. And then you're literally just giving gratitude because you already have it. So one of the key things that is so important is gratitude. How does gratitude fit into all of this? So you have an energy body, you have your aura, your physical body ends here, but guess what? Your energetic body actually ends like 6 feet in front of you. So your energy body is 6 feet in front of you. So that's why let's say I start to feel attached. Maybe I'm like Ruby and I want to manifest a house, and I start thinking, oh, I can't believe I don't have that house yet. It's been taking 8 months. I've been doing this every day. It won't work, etc., etc. So now I'm in this space of lack where I actually don't have the house, and I am in this space of not being gratitude for the fact that I have a home already. So then your aura shrinks. When you're in a space of desire, when you're in a space of attachment, of lack, your physical body shrinks. Your energetic body shrinks. And so this is why it's so important for you guys to be grateful. Be grateful that fact that you already have that new business, you already have that new relationship, you already have that new home. Just be grateful for that. And then you expand your aura, and it's like you align your future body with your present body, and then they just become closer and closer and closer. And then in divine alignment, it happens at the perfect time. And I know it, trust me, I know I'm the most impatient person. My life path number is 11, and it boils down to a 2. So life path 2, if you're life path 2, one of the key things we have to learn is patience. Okay, patience and trusting divine timing. Just trust that, just release that. It's also an attachment, right? It's like, hey, source, spirit, God, I need a new relationship by Valentine's Day. Okay, I need a new relationship by Valentine's Day. Make sure my new relationship happens before February 14th. Okay, so it's like if you put a date on it, it's almost like you're constricting it. Because imagine if like let's say you are going on vacation, and let's say you meet somebody and it's your soulmate, it's your twin flame, but you end up meeting them like after February 14th. Like your mind is so attached to something that your mind won't allow you to even see that person. Your energy body is going to be like closed off to even seeing that person. Does that make sense? So definitely make sure you practice patience and trust in divine timing. And it's sort of like releasing, and like what Leanne was saying, it's just like release it and know that it's already been done, and know that it's already in the process of coming to you, and it's going to come to you at the perfect time. And that's the most important thing as well. Okay, so definitely that's what I would recommend. Also, if you're deciding to work with the new moon, so you can manifest any time of the month, but it's so important for you to use this powerful energy of the new moon. So new moon is a great portal for manifesting, setting intentions. And when you work with the new moon for manifesting, it's important that you work with the new moon. Whatever manifestation, ritual, meditation, whatever you decide to do, make sure you do it the day after new moon. Like, or for example, since the new moon today was at 4 a.m., the new moon has already passed, so therefore I can already do my manifestation today. You just want to make sure, check the time of what time the new moon is happening in your city. You can Google that. There's so many great resources for that. And we'll add a resource actually in the link in the description of this video to check what time new moon and full moon is in your city. And you have to make sure you do your manifestation after the new moon goes new. Okay, that's one important thing, because you want to go with like the momentum, so you get momentum for your manifestations. Okay, that's something really key that most people miss out on. Okay, so that's what I would recommend. Also, if you guys are going to be manifesting these next 3 days, and you should definitely take advantage of this powerful super new moon, I would recommend that you write down your manifestations, because one of the things about manifesting, it's like, you know how we said that we're connecting with that future version of us that already has these things. Also, we're playing around with different dimensions, right? We're playing around because it's a parallel reality, so it's a different dimension, although it's happening at the same time. So I would recommend that you write your manifestations down. Why? Because when you write things down, it's like you're breathing it into existence in the 3D reality. So you don't want to you want to make sure that your manifestation comes into your 3D reality and it doesn't get stuck in an etheric plane. Okay, that's very important. So write your manifestations down. Today's a great day to do that for sure. I would definitely recommend it. Yes, I would say, so someone just asked as an, the way that I write it down is thank you for, right? You're always giving gratitude. So you just say thank you for me, for example, I'm manifesting the Joshua Tree Retreat. So I would say thank you for helping me have an incredible and fulfilling retreat at Joshua Tree. And then I would say this or something better. Because one of the key things as humans is like we think we know what we want, but we don't really know what we want. Like our soul knows what we want, our higher self knows what we want, but our conscious self, the ego, is not 100% sure of what it wants. So that's why you have to say this or something better. And then that's when you're really gonna open up yourself to receive even more. One key example for this, right? Someone was saying that Ruby said she wanted to manifest a house. So let's say like Ruby is so attached to manifesting a 3-story house. Like she just wants a 3-story house and she's been picturing it and feeling it. And she really wants this 3-story house. And she's just so attached to the 3-story house that she's not open. Let's say that her great grandma passes away and leaves her a mansion as an inheritance. So instead of getting a mansion, like she's so attached to her 3-story house that she's not going to sort of open up to receive that, right? And that's why when you're writing down your manifestations, write down this or something better. That's a key phrase that you open up to receive even more, right? You open up your aura, you open up your consciousness. It's like, imagine that you're holding a basket and you make that basket even bigger. So this is your basket when it's like, okay, I want a Joshua Tree retreat with 10 people. Okay, so that's the example, right? And then let's say I just want a fulfilling and joyful Joshua Tree experience. And then you open it up bigger, right? Because then you're not sort of controlling what it's going to look like. You can also say for my highest good. And that's what, like, I use so many different like incantations for manifesting, because I want to make sure that I'm not getting my ego in the way and I really get what universe, source, spirit, God, whatever you believe in, your higher self, it ensures that you get what is really wants to come to you, which is something so grand, magnificent, that you can't even picture it. So that's just another tip. So definitely use that, especially today when it's a super new moon. Write down your manifestations, okay? Another key thing that you can do is you can use sexual alchemy. So sexual alchemy has been used for thousands and thousands of years. I taught it in my alchemy class, so if you guys already know that, then just use it. If you don't, then I would just recommend that maybe read the Magdalene manuscripts or take our alchemy class. We'll be hosting our alchemy class probably in November again. So you can just keep an eye out for that, or you can send me a DM. But sexual alchemy is one of the most powerful techniques to manifest, because the orgasms comes from the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra sits at the bottom of your spine near the root. And if you think about kundalini energy, I'm sure you guys have heard of it. If you haven't, it's like one of the most powerful energetic and spiritual experiences you can have. It's basically like when a snake-like motion, it's not a snake, but it's just the motion of it. It's like a spiral of energy goes up your spine, and it opens up and activates all your chakras at the same time. This is like basically all your chakras get opened and activated at the same time. So again, the kundalini rises from the root and sacral chakra. And so that's why when people have kundalini experiences, it's almost like they're having an orgasm. Like it's like orgasmic like symptoms, because it's happening from this powerful area of our bodies. And again, we're sexual beings. You have these parts for a reason. The most important thing is to release shame and guilt around it. If you're interested in sexual alchemy, you can read the book, the Magdalene manuscript. So it's about Mary Magdalene and the practices that she and Yeshua, Jesus, used to practice. And you can use sexual alchemy not just for manifesting, but most importantly for healing as well. That's how Yeshua was able to withstand what happened on the cross. That's how his body was able to withstand all of that, because they would like really like harness this powerful energy beforehand. So we also teach this in our alchemy class, different techniques. So if you're interested in that, you can just stick around until November, and we'll host a class in November. Okay, so that's another technique that you guys can use. One more technique that you guys can use. Okay, like I said, this is the most important part of manifesting, okay? The most important part of manifesting is that you are open to receive. Okay, a lot of us were like, oh, I want a relationship, I want a business, I want a healthier body. But inside, do you believe that you deserve it? Are you open to receiving? An easy answer to this is just ask yourself, how do you take compliments? If I were to compliment you right now and say, hey, I really like your hair, or I really like your outfit, what would you say to me? Would you say like, oh, I need to get a haircut? Oh, I need to actually like, this is an old shirt. Like, would you reject the compliment? If you're gonna say that, that's you rejecting it. But if you're like, oh, thank you so much, I've been using a new conditioner, or thank you so much, then you're receiving the compliment. So just make sure you're open to receiving your manifestations, because it's like sometimes our manifestations are here, right? They're here, but then we have this block here. And if you have this block about self-worth, are you really worthy to receive these things? Even though you're manifesting your house, your relationships, your business wants to come to you, you're not allowing it to come to you, right? Because you have this block. So definitely, we have a heart chakra activation on Instagram. It's on our IGTV. You guys can do that to open up your heart chakra and really open yourselves up to receiving and really nurturing that self-worth, self-acceptance, self-love, because that's where you're going to be able to receive, right? You need to be able to receive. It's not just about asking, but you also need to be open to receiving. That's a key part, which I've seen a lot of people struggle with, like a lot. Most people struggle with that, to be honest. Okay? And then the last two things that I wanted to share with you guys is about really detaching from the outcome. Like I said, sometimes we want to manifest like the perfect relationship. We want to manifest the perfect body. But what if that relationship actually in your mind is actually not as perfect as it seems, but there's something even more amazing, perfect for you waiting, so you really need to detach. Just like that example of Ruby being so attached to a 3-story house. that she wasn't open up to receiving a mansion. Okay, so definitely detach from your manifestations. Like for Joshua Tree, like what I've been doing is like, okay, like I talk to my spirit guides and I'm like, okay guys, bring whoever will benefit from this experience. Please make sure they have a way to find out about this and get there. And then I'm just like, for the highest good of all those concerned, like I just send light into it. And then it's also like I also have been sort of just more trusting, because again, trust, like detaching is a long process. You have to really learn to trust the universe, God, source, spirit, whatever you believe in. You have to trust that you're gonna receive what you're gonna get. So I'm just like, okay, may this like happen, and I focus more on the emotions rather than like, okay, I want 10 people here. I want it to look like this. I want them to experience X, Y, Z. No, just use your feelings, get your mind out of it, and tune into your heart, tune into your soul, because that energy is 5,000 times more powerful than your mind. And your mind, every time you start to use your mind in your manifestation, like, you will start to question yourself, right? For example, let's say, let's go back to Ruby's example, right? Of she's trying to manifest her dream home. So how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna ask for a loan from the bank? How am I gonna find the perfect yard? It has to be like this, XYZ. How am I gonna find the perfect location? Then your mind starts to question, can this really happen? And that's where you create the blocks that are not gonna allow you to receive what you're actually manifesting. Okay, so that's very, very, very important. Okay, so again, today's a new moon, the super new moon, so it's extra powerful. But what's more, for me, I feel like this new moon is really setting the stage for the equinox. So this is a super powerful new moon for new beginnings. And next Tuesday we have the equinox. The equinox is basically when we're switching from summer to fall in the northern hemisphere, and from winter to spring in the southern hemisphere. So these are really powerful portals. There have been pyramids created for this. Stonehenge, if you guys are familiar with Stonehenge in England, Stonehenge was created just for the equinox. So the sun, on equinox, the sun literally shines at a perfect angle at Stonehenge, and it's a reason why would our ancestors literally take so much time creating these amazing pyramids and stone structures just for this one day, because it's a really powerful day. And this super new moon is just a preview to the amazing new beginnings that this next season is coming and is bringing for us. So I've been sitting in meditation and asking, what is like the energy of the equinox really going to be like? So for the super new moon, I was sitting with the moon and connecting with her. I would recommend that you guys do that too. You know, sit with the new moon, just see how she feels in your heart space, see how the energy feels in your heart space, and then from that space you can start your manifesting. So for this new moon, it's all about expansion, right? So just expand everything that you will receive, expand your wisdom, your love, etc., etc. Now for the equinox is all about connection. It's about celebration. It's about new beginnings. So we're gonna start a new season, and also we're going into this next chapter of the ascension process. So it's going to be a lot of new beginnings. And what's really fascinating too is that if the last new full moon that we had was on September 1st, number 1 in numerology represents new beginnings. Now the full moon is on October 1st as well. So there we have that one, new beginnings. Then we have the super new moon, new beginnings, new intentions, and then we have the equinox, all packed in 1 month. How crazy is that? I mean, it's just crazy how many signs are coming for September, that it's going to be the start of something new. We're going to be going into a new phase. Bernadette, you're so beautiful. She said, the last full moon changed me. It was so powerful, right? And this is a power that you guys can also transform with these new moons, the equinox, the full moons, when you really tune into your heart and you release what's no longer serving you. One of the key things about manifesting too, you know, I talked about releasing blocks, but in order for you to receive things, you really need to get rid of your blocks so that you can actually receive it. So we're gonna be hosting an equinox ceremony on Tuesday. So the equinox is on Tuesday. And the equinox is for new beginnings. It's about celebration and really setting the stage for the next 3 months, because the equinoxes affect 3 months, whereas new moons affects the month, right, coming the next 4 weeks coming ahead. So definitely, if you guys are interested, you can click the link in our bio. Honey's also going to post the link for the equinox ceremony. It's going to be really powerful and beautiful, and I just can't wait, because with the equinox, it's really about connection. Because if you look at it, Stonehenge, you know, all those giant stones in England, the pyramids, it took a lot of people to make that. It wasn't just like one person. It wasn't just one person who made Stonehenge or the pyramids. So that's why these times it's so important for us to get together. That's another tip that I completely missed, and now that I can share with you guys. One of the most amazing things that you can do to really speed up your manifestations is to manifest with another person. So if you're manifesting with someone else or a group of people, go grab your cousin, go grab your friend, and go manifest with them for the next 3 days. I mean, just do it, because you're not just leveraging your own energy, but you're leveraging their energy. So it's like 2 auras mixed together. Imagine if you put 2 Wi-Fi signals, right? You're a walking Wi-Fi signal. Imagine if you put 2 Wi-Fi signals together, and then the signal is gonna amplify. So whenever you manifest in a group, it's 3 times more powerful. Whenever you manifest under a new moon, it's 3 times more powerful. So if you guys do a group ceremony today, a group meditation, a group ritual, then it's gonna be 6 times more powerful. And again, new moon, the energies linger for 3 days after. Okay, so you have 3 days to do this. Go grab a friend. What I would recommend is that go to our YouTube page, go to the meditations playlist, and select the meditation that is calling you. Just go look at the pictures, go look at the descriptions, and see which one calls to you, because all our meditations on YouTube were recorded under a full moon, or they were recorded under a new moon. So again, you'll be able to leverage the power of the new moon that we recorded that ceremony on, and they were all done in a group setting. These were done live on the beach in Santa Monica. They were done in Singapore. They were done in Washington, D.C. So you're going to connect with the energy of a group, and you're going to be able to make your manifestations 6 times more powerful. So we have a playlist on our meditation. We have a playlist on our YouTube channel, so just see which one resonates with you the most and do that manifesting meditation. Okay, that's gonna be really helpful as well, because I'll guide you through it. Basically, it's a guided meditation, so I'll guide you through the process. And if you guys want to do it live together with a group of light warriors from around the world, we're gonna be doing a live group ceremony for new beginnings on September 22nd, which is next Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, and it's for the equinox, for this really powerful portal, this window of new beginnings. So that's on Tuesday. You guys can click the link in our bio on Instagram, or I'll put the description in the link of this video. I'll put the link in the description of this video for that equinox. So for those of you guys joining on Instagram, join us on YouTube, because I'm gonna answer questions now about manifesting. So click the link in our bio and go to our YouTube page. Okay, so I'm gonna answer your questions now. Let me see. Okay, so some of you guys had questions about manifesting. Okay, so I'm just gonna read them out loud. And then I'll get to these questions first, and then maybe I'll answer some from the chat, okay? So Kat asked, I want to sit and come up with my own manifestation ritual. I highly recommend that. You are such a creative being. All of you guys watching this, you are a creative being. So the techniques that I just shared with you, combine them and make them yours. And that will make them even more powerful. Okay, and then Catherine said, any ideas for the basics? The basics, again, I would light a candle. I love working with fire. Fire is a very powerful element. You can use it for alchemy, right? And just ask the fire to light the path, light your manifestations, okay? Happy birthday. And then Kat asked, should I let my spirit guide me? Yes, allow your intuition, your higher self to guide you. So as you're doing your ritual, you're gonna get an idea, or your hand is gonna move to grab a crystal. Maybe you'll create a crystal grid. Just allow your higher self to guide you, definitely. So you will just, everything that I just shared with you, I shared with you guys so many different techniques. Combine them in a way that makes sense for you. You know, make them yours, add a little something of yours, and that'll make them more powerful. Okay, so someone asked, the Unseen Team 333 asked, how do you know if your manifestation has arrived? So that's a really good question. And the answer is your heart will know. Like, you will know. For example, remember about us being detached? So you, for example, like Ruby wanted to manifest a house, and let's say that her realtor calls her up and she's like, I found, or let's say she's driving to work, okay? Ruby's driving to work, and then out of the corner of her eye, she sees like this beautiful home with the perfect location, the perfect color that she wanted. She's gonna know it arrived once it, like, you, it's just gonna click. It's like love at first sight. Whenever, I'm sure all of you guys have been in love, or maybe been in love with a pet or a friend, and maybe not necessarily a romantic person, but we've all been in love with we've all experienced that love. It's that same feeling, like those butterflies and that knowingness. Like, I just know this person's my best friend. I just know like XYZ. So that's when you know your manifestation has arrived, okay? So someone asked, do I ask my higher self for what I'm looking to manifest? I feel so lost or overwhelmed. Yes, and that's again why you should say this or something better. So whenever you're saying your manifestation, let's say I want to manifest a Joshua Tree retreat, and I'm just gonna add there this or something better, because maybe it's gonna be 2 retreats. Maybe I'll host one in the first weekend and the other one in the second weekend. You never know. But then just always say this or something better. And you can also ask, for my highest good, if it's just a manifestation for you, or let's say you're manifesting for your family, for your friends, for your business, your company, whatever, you can say for the highest good of all those concerned, this or something better. Okay, so that's what you guys can say. And those are all the questions I had on Instagram. Let me know in the chat if you guys have any other questions. So one thing about, before I start to get into the questions, one thing about the super new moon is so powerful. So please just make sure you rest, because the energy is so high, and it's sort of, like I said, this new moon is really about expansion. So our souls are being expanded right now, and it's uncomfortable for the body, and it's a little bit exhausting because we're not used to this type of energy and this type of movement that our energy body's going through. So that's why we're feeling super tired. So please just make sure to get a lot of rest. And honey, can you please pass me my notebook? I'll read you guys something that I channeled in my meditation.
Which notebook?
That notebook over there in the corner. Someone said protecting your manifesting tips. I'm not really sure about what your question was, Alexis, about protecting your manifestation tips. Which crystals should you work with? I said citrine, pyrite, quartz would be really good. And we're selling these. We actually use these on Mount Shasta to do a ceremony. So if you're interested in one of these that were used in ceremony at the portal in Mount Shasta, you can send us a DM or email us. Okay, so I'm gonna read you guys something that came in through my meditation today, just because I feel like it's relevant. Okay, so I was like trying to connect with the new moon, and this is a message from the moon. So it's saying that the moon speaks through your heart. So that, again, just focus on your feelings, and that's how you're going to be able to communicate with the mother moon, the goddess, and allow her to show you what it is that you truly want. So you can ask her to shine light on your heart, ask her to shine light in your soul's deepest desires, and just allow that deep longing within you to shine from within. You know, that's the key. Like, allow whatever you're looking for, or whatever you think you want to manifest, allow it to come from your heart, because your mind is being influenced a lot by other people, by society. Maybe, you know, society is like, this is what success looks like, this is what love looks like, this is what a perfect body looks like. But don't allow that to guide your manifestation. Really ask the moon to shine light into your heart, to show you what it is within that you want, you know. So that's where your answer to manifestation, to what you actually want to manifest, is going to come. Oh wow, someone just said, Super Saiyan said, OMG, my old coworker just texted me, man. I've been texting me and she wants to buy her paintings. I've been manifesting selling my art. Congratulations, definitely celebrate. That's another key thing. As soon as you get your manifestation, celebrate, and then just be like, I want more of this. So congratulations, that's really, really awesome. Okay, let me see. So, how do you keep negative energy away from your ideas and goals? Tune into your heart space. Definitely tune into your heart space. So just ask the moon to light all negativity and wash it all away, and then to light your heart space for sure. So Shazadi, if you block your manifestations, is definitely like releasing the attachment, releasing the desire, and releasing the sense of like, oh, I don't deserve this. And so it's really just focusing on releasing. I would recommend that we have a lot of releasing meditations on our YouTube that you can look up. So that's something that you guys can do, Shazadi. Okay. So what should we focus on during the fall equinox? So the equinox is actually going to affect us. The equinox is going to affect us for 3 months. That's why I'm saying it's so powerful. I mean, otherwise, why would our ancestors literally spend so much time building Stonehenge, building the pyramids, building Machu Picchu? Why would they spend so much time building these amazing huge structures that they couldn't use machines to really build, right? They would have to make it by hand. So it's a powerful portal that's going to affect us for 3 months. So really focus on what do you want your life to be like in the next 3 months? And actually, that's a really good question. For the equinox ceremony that we're hosting on Tuesday, I actually give you questions for you to prepare to get you ready to manifest during our ceremony. So the equinox is going to be a manifesting ceremony. So that's this is going to be this Tuesday. It's going to be on Zoom. And so you're going to be connecting with light warriors from around the world. And it's going to focus on manifesting what we want for the next 3 months, but also for the next 3 years. Because time works in cycles, so it's not just 3 months, it actually extends to a larger period of time. So definitely if you guys are interested, you guys can sign up and join us. You can click the link in our bio on Instagram, or I'll also, Honey just put it in the chat, thank you so much. And it's gonna be really awesome to actually manifest together. I don't normally do manifesting meditations. I only reserve them for the solstice equinox, so it's gonna be really powerful, and it's going to be a special different ritual that we're going to be doing together with people from around the world. So I hope you guys have an amazing supermoon. Drink lots of water, ground. That's another key part of manifesting, grounding, to make sure that your manifestation comes from the higher dimensions into your physical reality here on earth. And also, if you guys are interested in joining us at Joshua Tree, we're taking a small group of people to Joshua Tree in California, to this portal on Mother Earth. So just, if you guys have ever had acupuncture, when you go get acupuncture, they put the needles in your meridian centers, right? And so Mother Earth also has these lines that cross on her body all over the planet, and that's why Joshua Tree is so And that's why Joshua Tree is so powerful, because it's where a lot of these lines connect. That's why the trees there grow super in these super amazing shapes. Even the rocks grow in these crazy shapes. And there's so many UFO sightings. I mean, the energy there is really high. And one thing I haven't mentioned about Joshua Tree is that Joshua Tree used to be a starseed civilization. So if you're connected to like your star seeds, like the Pleiadians, Arcturians, the Lyrians, etc., and you're really drawn to this, our cosmic family, then you should definitely be connecting. Even if you can attend in person, like we'll be doing something virtual as well. Look at pictures of Joshua Tree, because the energy there is super powerful, and it speeds up time because it's a portal on Earth. It actually it's like a base for spaceships, like different beings, and not even just aliens, like ascended masters, angels, etc. Different beings like dragons, etc. They will come in and out of this portal because it's literally a portal, and it connects you to different dimensions. So it's a really good gate, if you want to think about it that way, to access different realms of consciousness, explore different realities, different dimensions. And one thing about these portals, there's so many portals all over the earth. Sedona is one of them, Mount Shasta is one of them, and with these portals, the laws of physics don't work as they normally do around the rest of the planet. So time actually works very differently. So when you're manifesting, or when you're doing a healing or releasing in one of these places, it happens so much faster. Like a lot of the things that we manifested at Mount Shasta already materialized, and it literally was days. So it's a really great portal for manifesting, releasing, and healing, like physical healing, emotional healing. And it's also a really, really wonderful place if you're an artist. So if you're a writer, if you're a painter, or if you're a singer, or even if you want to expand your creativity in your relationships, in your business, with the people around you, then this is a really good spot too, because there's a lot of creative influence in this space. So if you guys are interested in joining our Joshua Tree retreat, it's going to focus on ascension. We're going to be doing releasing. We're going to be doing DNA activations. We're going to be connecting with the beings there. And we're also going to be doing an alchemy workshop. So I teach alchemy online, but I teach one of the elements online. The other element I only teach in person, because it's so sacred, but also it's so powerful that I need to see you actually bring in the element and work with it to make sure you're doing it right. So it's an alchemy workshop that we'll be doing. It's going to be a very small group. We're limiting it to 10 people, because that's how much the space can hold, because of course we're going to be safe. We're going to be practicing social distancing and everything like that. So if you guys are interested, we have 2 spots left in the villa, but we're also opening it up to camping. You can camp on site with us, and you're going to be able to see so many stars, because it's really in the desert. So we're going to be having a dance ceremony the last night, so I'm super excited for that, to bring in some activations using the movement in your body, like the mudras. So these are mudras, right? And they all mean different things, and so I'm sure a lot of the people who are joining are going to be getting activated for their light language. Light language, if you guys are not familiar, it's when you see people in churches. I'm sure you guys have heard the term speaking in tongues. Well, light language is basically that. You're channeling a different language that is not human. So it's a language from the stars. It's a light language. And light language is used for so many different things. And a lot of us are getting activated right now. Either it's happening through writing, through drawing, you speak it, or you do mudras like this. So if you guys are interested, we have the link in our bio, and Honey's also going to put that in the chat. The finger movements are called mudras. And so with light language, one of the things about light language, it really helps you to activate yourself and activate different parts of your DNA and also of your brain as well. So one thing is before, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's scary when you're speaking in light language because sounds like bizarre words, but it's actually language from the stars. That's why we can't understand it. So if you guys are interested in really taking your spiritual and personal journey to the next level, and really connect with a soul family, because one of the things about this journey is like we don't have to do it alone, and actually we are a soul family. It's not by chance that you're joining this live. Like, we've definitely worked together in the past. We've been friends in the past, I'm sure. We've been working with similar gods and goddesses in the past, in the monasteries, in the temples, etc., etc. So this is just a remembering. So it's really the intention for it is to really bring people to connect at a deep level, and also just take the journey to the next level. It's really an accelerated ascension retreat, because we're going to be doing a lot of releasing of blocks, fears, limitations, self-doubt, getting rid of all of that, and really expanding ourselves to receive DNA activations, receive guidance from ascended masters, angels, star beings, to really take our powers to the next level. Because that's what it's all about, is returning back to our power. Because we're all so powerful, and it's just reminding that power that we have inside. And what I was just sharing with you is that, like, all these manifesting tips, you already knew them. I was just here to sort of remind you of all these manifesting tips, right, that you've worked with in the past. So just use the manifesting tips that resonate with you, and that's what's going to work best for you. Just really tune into your heart space and see what feels right for you. And I'm wishing you guys happy manifesting. Let me know in the comments, like, return back to this video and let us know what success you've been having. I mean, just during this 1 hour, someone sold their painting, so that's really awesome. So if you guys are interested in the Joshua Tree Retreat, you guys can send me a message on Instagram or email me, and I'll be more than happy to share more information with you. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your night, and we're sending you so much love. Bye everyone. Happy new moon.